Conservative media personality Tucker Carlson, who is supportive of Trump generally, spoke at the Republican convention. He published his newsletter this morning in which he advocates specifically for the United States and President Trump to, quote, drop Israel. He says, quote, it is not America's fight. Engaging in it would be a middle finger in the faces of the millions of voters who cast their ballots in hopes of creating a government that would finally put the United States first, unquote. There's a big part of the MAGA movement that agrees with Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, and others.
Yeah, I just disagree. Look, I think the fight for the future of Western civilization is happening right here. And I think Israel is leading that fight. I mean, they're the ones who were standing up to the big destabilizing force in the Middle East. They're the ones who were standing up to these terror proxies. I mean, make no mistake that if they had the chance, what happened here in Israel on October the 7th, they would do the same thing to us in the United States and do it in other countries in the West. So I just disagree with that viewpoint. I think most Republicans believe that Israel is our ally, Israel is our friend, and Israel and the United States share a special relationship and similar values, and standing up to these terrorists and these mullahs and these people that would destroy the West. I mean, remember, they don't just chant death to Israel. They chant death to America. We need to pay attention when they say that, and also thank our friends Israel for standing up to these bullies.
So Donald has, by the way, not ruled out attacking Iran, because that's a really good plan. Mm-hmm. And what Scott Jennings was like, yeah, please do it. Scott Jennings is like so for it. It's so gross. He said, we're not involved. Donald said, we're not involved in it. It's possible we could get involved, but we are not at this moment involved. He keeps repeating him. So did you notice that he repeats himself?
I've heard he repeats himself.
Yeah, I've heard that he does. He said there's no deadline, but they're talking. They'd like to make a deal. They continue to talk. Mm-hmm. Scott Jennings said this, Lordy. The Iranian terror regime has never been weaker, thank you, Israel. The chance to end them as a destabilizing force cannot be missed. In my opinion, he said Trump, I always call him Donald, would be justified in taking out the Fordo nuclear enrichment facility. That seems like a bad idea. Because if you bomb it, doesn't all of that get released into the air?
I have no idea.
It would be a righteous decision, and if he does it, no question in my mind, he would deserve the Nobel Peace Prize for bombing something.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry, that took me a second to, like, oh.
I don't... Okay, this is a once-in-a-generation chance to make the world safer and defend Western civilization. He concluded saying, bomb Fordo, destroy the Iranian octopus, restore deterrence, win the Nobel. I don't see how you win the Nobel Prize if you bomb somebody.
Yeah.
That just because...
I guess they're thinking in
the greater good?
The context of preventing an even greater war, like a nuclear war.
I guess, but... to me, that exacerbates the problem. That's making it World War III and not stopping a world war like Truman had to do, like they had to do in World War II.
Yeah,
that's the difference. I mean, this is. I don't like him.
I have a friend who is an Israeli citizen. He lives here in the U.S., but he's an Israeli citizen, and he kind of said that Netanyahu is desperate to hold on to power.
Yes, he is,
and so he's doing all of this stuff to maybe show that he has power within Israel,
right?
Because right now the people of Israel are on his side. This has brought people.
Well, they don't like Iran, and
right,
for
exactly,
reasons,
exactly. But they don't like Netanyahu, but they kind of like what Netanyahu just did,
provoking war.
Well, preventing a nuclear war.
That's what, okay. I'll just be over here, not saying the things because of the FCC that are in my head. Because we don't want to get off the air. This was interesting. The Voice of America, who is running it?
Carrie Lake.
Carrie Lake. Oh, she's so sweet.
Yeah, she's that Vaseline lady.
Right, she's the Vaseline on the lens lady.
Sorry, didn't mean to make you cough.
You okay?
Yeah.
You poor thing. So apparently Voice of America has rehired some of their Iranian language staff that were let go because of Donald. Mm-hmm. They were he signed an executive order gutting the news agency because it has news that apparently he doesn't like. But because of what's happening in Iran and in Israel, they need people that speak Farsi.
They're hurriedly rehiring these people back,
Because of
which seems to be a theme among Doge.
yeah, it's like and the journalists over there, they're suing.
The Farsi people.
They're suing to get their jobs back.
Sure.
But they said the situation in the Middle East showed why the network never should have been shut down in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Patsy.
Because now Voice of America over there has lost a whole lot of credibility because they stopped broadcasting.
Yeah.
And so they can't trust Voice of America now. Voice of America over there has built up years and years, decades of trust.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all undone by going silent for a few months.
Yeah. Patsy Widakuswara.
Okay.
I got it. A former Voice of America White House bureau chief who was placed on leave is leading the lawsuit against Carrie Lake and the U.S. Agency for Global Media. Mm-hmm. She said, after months off the air, we've already lost a lot of audience and credibility. They should bring us all back so we can respond to breaking news in all parts of the world. Jessica Jarrett, I can't pronounce these words. An editor at Voice of America, who was also placed on leave, said in a statement, by reducing the programming since March, so that's a lot of time, VOA has cut off its audience right at the very moment they need it most. Mm-hmm. Again, y'all are really bad at stuff.
Yeah.
You want to save money? Sure. I say no more tax cuts for the wealthy. That'll help.
Hey, are you traveling this summer? Will you leave instructions for your house sitter, the name and number of your vet, maybe, the code to your alarm system? Think about the steps you take to prepare for vacation, and you'll get a sense of what goes into a knockbox. Just go to theknockbox.com, use the code Stephanie. Knockbox is a complete system that helps you organize all of your accounts, possessions, and estate plans for your next of kin. Each knockbox, that's Knockbox, comes with a comprehensive checklist that helps ensure you add everything they'll need to manage your estate when you are gone. From your funeral directives to your insurance policies, even the keys to your storage unit, the Knockbox helps you organize it all. If you've got a household, you need a Knockbox. Right now, Stephanie Miller listeners save 16% off the Knockbox of your choice. Just go to theknockbox.com/Stephanie. That's theknockbox.com/Stephanie to get 16% off. Stay calm, get organized today.